Hello, beautiful souls. This message is not going to resonate with everyone, okay? So take what does. I feel like you have a problem to solve, right? You want to make confirmation, a new investment, a new next level, a new relationship, whether this is business or I feel like this is more business than romantic, but take what resonates, okay? But this is bringing you a lot of fear, and you do not usually have so much fear, okay? And you were questioning and questioning yourself, why does this makes me so afraid, right? But I feel this is a really big moment within your journey, okay? This is a real change. You know how they say, right? We can manifest everything, we can change the quantum field, whatever. But it's really when we tap into ourselves, tap into our bones, tap into our generational identity, tap into what is really deep within us, that those changes can be visible and can be permanent, you know? Because sometimes we change the quantum field, we enter in new timelines, and somehow those timelines kind of crumble, or we feel like everything is about to change and we feel it, but then it doesn't, right? Because sometimes we have to go really deep within ourselves doing the work, right? We know this, right? And this is relating to the next messages I'm gonna do, okay? But within the situation that you really want to expand, right? But it's leaving you extremely uncomfortable, or like you think that things are just gonna be like they were before, right? And I want to tell you that this is a really big change, and it comes from DNA, okay? It comes from all those ideas, all those feelings, because this is not even ideas. This is really vibration. This comes from the emotions of all your ancestries, all of our ancestor line, right? I feel like this comes from your inner child in what you have been taught, what you have been taught to believe, what you have been taught about yourself, what people told you reality was, right? And we have been doing this work, right? But it's endless. It's endless because it's us, right? And we can be fully adults and always need to rescue that little boy, that little girl, right? And so I feel like this is that moment. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Okay, I cannot do that note, but you know what I mean, right? Because I feel like, for example, somebody told you you were not enough, right? You were not enough. You didn't belong. You didn't, I don't know, you should put your head down, something like that, right? And then you went on. Okay, first you spent some years being with your head out, right? Probably you got so unsensitive, probably you got extremely cold, right? In your emotions. You knew you were a sensitive being, but you had to shut it out, right? And maybe, I don't know who I'm talking here, but maybe you got angry about it, right? You got angry and like cynical about the world, right? But then it comes a point, right, where you had to rebel. So you became the a black sheep, right? At some point, you start to remove the outside world so much. Okay, this message is all over, but take whatever resonates. You started to remove everything, right? The ones that told you you were not enough, that you couldn't make it, that you whatever, right? And you started to love yourself so much and so deeply, trusting God so much and so deeply that you, instead of the black sheep, you become the goat, right? Because you could create your own world, right? Based on the beauty that was always inside of yourself, right? You rescued that little child. But now, you are going to do a move in the outside world. Okay, go with me. But you have been pushing aside the outside world, right? Because the outside world was the one that didn't accept you as you were, right? The sensitive being. And I feel like now there's like this disconnection, right? Because you were like pushing away your outside world for so long, right? And now that you want to integrate it, the outside world starts to reject you too, right? But I know that if you keep moving forward, if you keep doing this work, okay, of heaven on earth, right? If you keep going with it, right? You will be able to heal a huge part of your inner child wound, of your family wound, confirmation of your family wound, of all of that I told you is the biggest thing in this world of unworthiness, right? It depends on the family, right? But the ones I'm talking with, the ones that were sensitive enough, the ones that really have to do this work, you were probably born in families that test you, right? You were tested all your life. And so you are being called, confirmation again, you are being called, okay, to be strong in your sensitivity, okay? You are being called to change your world, right? And with that, everyone else's world. And to show that you're sensitive is your strength. So please do not give up. I know this is scary, but this is not you being scared. This is your little boy, little girl being scared, okay, to step up, okay? This is your family line scared, okay, because of, so many reasons, right? Obstacles, wars, struggles of power and control, so many things, right? So you are being called to do this work, okay? So continue. The forces will change. You will be victorious, I want to say, okay? And you will make it, just like you did, okay? So hold on to that little girl, little boy, hand, hold on to the hands of your ancestors, and know what you really are doing here with this situation, right? Just know how many layers, how many years, how many centuries, millennia is in this little step you're gonna take, okay? I feel, and this message is going on, but I feel you're gonna make so many people proud. You already are, okay? They cannot tell you, but they already freaking are, okay? For you, because you are becoming a real human, and that's what the world needs, okay? Doesn't need whatever that was before, okay? A real, open hearted human. That was my message. If you like this message and this resonated with you, please give me a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for all your love, for your subscriptions, for your donations. If you want to do donations, please, you have my PayPal. I freaking love you. Thank you so much for all the love, for the support, for being there, being who you are. And I'll see you soon. Bye.